The intensifying trade war in the United States. Donald Trump has admitted Americans could feel pain in his trade war against Mexico and Canada, but he says it'll be worth it in the end. Our Washington correspondent Annalise Nielsen joins us live now from DC. Annalise, so why has Donald Trump taken on Mexico and Canada?
Well, look, it is an interesting question. It's right on the doorstep of the United States to have Canada and Mexico on the wrong side. He was also part of negotiating the USMCA, which is now all but set to be doomed with his negotiating tactics over tariffs with Mexico and Canada. But this is also what's anticipated to be Donald Trump's approach to asserting authority in the US, to resetting the economy. He started with Colombia, ratcheting things up and seeing how far he can push things to get what he wants. So this was an announcement over the weekend. It was long anticipated that this would happen, but he'd initially said that we'd be expecting something like this in March. He brought that deadline earlier. We can all try and guess why he did that, but certainly keeping people on their toes is one of the ways that Donald Trump keeps his authority intact. So what we've seen in this announcement is the following. We've seen a 25% tariff on goods from Mexico, 25% on goods from Canada, at 10% on imports from China. And there is this carve out of 10% on Canadian oil and gas. The assumption is that oil and gas is really what Donald Trump cares about in all this more than any of the manufacturing goods. And it's likely to be auto goods that are the most impacted by these tariffs coming in. In posting to Truth Social, Donald Trump wrote about this move, saying this will be the golden age of America. Will there be some pain? Yes, maybe and maybe not, but we will make America great again, and it will all be worth the price that must be paid. We are a country that is being run with common sense, and the results will be spectacular. Of course, Mexico and Canada are understandably furious. They've both said that they're going to implement retaliatory tariffs. We don't have much detail from Mexico yet on what that will look like from their side. Canada is going to phase in these retaliatory tariffs over the next 3 weeks.
This is a choice that, yes, will harm Canadians, but beyond that, it will have real consequences for you, the American people. As I have consistently said, tariffs against Canada will put your jobs at risk, potentially shutting down American auto assembly plants and other manufacturing facilities.
And Pete, to your earlier question, why Mexico and Canada? They're seen as being vulnerable in the tariff wars because they have a trade deficit with the US. This is something the Australians have been pushing hard with America, that we have a trade surplus. So we're seen as a better customer than the other way around. Not only does that mean that there's not as much to be gained from tariffs potentially in the long term if they were to try and push Australia around on this front, it also just means it would be a lot more complicated. What to watch for this week? It looks like the Democrats will try to fight back in Congress. They're going to specifically argue that Donald Trump didn't have the power to enact these tariffs because he used emergency powers to do this. And that was specifically because he said that this was a retaliation to fentanyl, which has been coming into America. That's a popular issue among Americans. They want to see that curbed, but whether this will outweigh the potential increase in consumer costs remains to be seen.
Yeah, all right. Annalise, thank you.